Hey, fellow Manhwa fans!
Welcome to Manhwa Odyssey, where today we're delving into the captivating world of Night of the Goblin.
Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and spread the word to your friends who are into Manhwa. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on the adventure we have in store for you.
So grab your seat, and let's dive right in.
This story starts off with the class bell ringing. Ding dong, ding dong. We see a stunning classroom girl blushing and confused on what was said to her.
We meet our protagonist repeating, "I said I like you."
With courage and determination while his heart is racing, our boy said, "I've liked you ever since I first saw you." Blushing himself, we can also hear his heart beating to the sounds of drums, bad bum badum, with his hat across his chest. Then he states, "How I feel about you has never changed since we became friends. I like you, Diane." Diane looks to the side and said, "Oh," as if she didn't feel the same way. Our boy noticed and started wondering that she didn't like him in that way. He quickly apologized and said, "Sorry. It must be uncomfortable for you to hear someone you hate say these things." As he looks down to the floor, Diane, confused, said, "Huh? No, it's not like that." "What do you mean, hate you?" with a shocked expression. "I could never hate you." Finally, we learn our protagonist named Lord. Diane said, "Sue, you're really nice, and you're thoughtful and funny. Why would I hate you?"
But the thing is,
The scene cuts to outside with high schoolers playing football. We can see a male student waiting under a basketball ring with his head down. He raised his head and said, "How'd it go?" Noticing a gloomy atmosphere from his friend, he quickly said, "Never mind." His friend tried cheering him up by saying, "Well, you knew that was coming," while grabbing onto his shoulders. Sue explained with teary eyes that Diane wanted to focus on her studies right now.
"Sure, my boy, I'll meet you at the gym."
Siu's friend said, "Geez, at least come up with a decent excuse, Diane." And he started looking to the side, reminiscing that he never saw her pick up a book. As Sue was about to look down on himself, swoosh! A soccer ball that seemed as if it was about to go at the speed of light. However, our boy Sue effortlessly caught the ball, making a whack sound as it landed in the palm of his left hand. His friend looked amazed that he has such great reflexes. The student that kicked the ball asked if Sue was okay. Sue, not even realizing that he was about to be destroyed by the soccer ball, held it as it kept asking himself, "Why am I like this?" His friend still looked shocked, as if he was the only one that saw what took place. His friend replied, "Honestly, I want to know as much as you do." He started listing out that Sue doesn't hate sports, however he's good at it. He mentions that Sue also watches what he eats every single meal. If people who are on a diet do half of what you do, the world would be filled with nothing but fit people. He tried being helpful to Sue and advised he should try seeing a doctor or something. Sue mentioned that he has seen several of them actually. His friend is eager to find out what they say. Our boy scoffed and said, "They say if I can't lose weight no matter what I do, there is a high possibility of it being genetic." We now see that Sue is home. He glanced at a picture frame and thought, "Genes." We can see a picture of what seems to be his mother and father. He thought to himself, "Oh, I wish that were true. It may be unfair, but at least I'd be able to give up." He continued thinking while looking closer to the photo of his mom and dad and said, "My mom was quite a looker back in the day, and she's still beautiful." He switched his focus over to his dad, and we learned that Sue never met his dad, but he'd heard a lot about him. He was a well-known Korean wrestler. His career was short, but his records and strength were overwhelming. According to his mom, he was far from being overweight. We also see a note left on his dinner, motivating Sue to keep in mind that health always comes before diet. Sue mentioned that his dad would gain muscle without even doing anything. Sue sighs and says, "What a day." Sue decided to forget about losing weight, since it's not working anyway. He started talking to himself that it's been years and there's been no change. He decided to pig out before the stress gets to him.
But
he fumbled and went back to his diet of tomatoes and greens. We can see a beautiful sunset covering the city, as Sue is huffing and puffing and panting away on his jog, clocking a current distance of 2.5 miles. His phone notifies him that, "You are running faster than your average record." Using what happened with Daeyeon earlier as motivation, we can see our protagonist going all out, while shouting in his mind, "I'm never going to give up." Night of the Goblin, written by Munsik, art by Duel, Episode 1. We now see that night has fully emerged and Sue is huffing and puffing under a lamppost. His phone notifies him that his current distance is 9.5 miles and he set a new record. Sue stretches, while letting go a big sigh, saying that he guessed he pushed himself too hard.
looking around, he wondered where he was. He didn't notice that there was a place like this in the neighborhood. He grabs his phone to take a look at the map.
An ominous figure commented, "You're quite fast for someone of your magnitude."
Sue looks up shocked, wondering who was talking.
The ominous figure continued by saying, "I suppose it's in your blood." As we are able to see a slightly clearer image of this figure.
The figure leapt into the air and landed in front of Sue, startling him.
Sue thought to himself, "Whoa, he jumped from at least 15 feet. The old man now standing in front of Sue said, "No need to be frightened, I'm not here to eat you. I am Mongtae.
I'm the judge who looks over all the demons in Korea."
Sue, confused, uttered, "Huh?" Mongtae noticed that Sue had no idea on what he was saying based on his reaction.
Mongtae said, "Well, no matter. I shall get straight to the point.
Come with me."
We see Mongtae bag open up as it flies towards Sue, about to consume him. Sue shouted in terror, wondering what's happening.
Now wrapped up in the bag, we can see that Sue movements are restricted.
He struggles to break free as he thought to himself, "What is this?" He's then released and slammed onto the floor.
Coming to his senses, Sue asked, "What the heck is going on?" He looks up stunned, noticing that he's somewhere unknown. Mongtae, the old man, said to Sue, "Welcome to the demon realm.
Look around you.
Can you see them?" We now see that Mongtae and Sue are surrounded by demons. Mongtae said that everyone here are demon residents.
Sue is completely shocked as he looks around him.
Mongtae continued speaking that, "There was a time when humans feared and worshipped us, but now they only know us as superstitions and apparitions. Once every 666 years, the great festival is held to choose the demon king. All demon species over the world, including Korea, must select a talented, young candidate among them to send to the festival. 666 years ago there once lived a demon king who reigned over us.
And, since it's been 666 years since then," Sue bursted out saying, "Hold on."
Sue said, "I get the gist, but I don't understand what that has to do with me."
Mongtae said,
"I told you, young one.
All demon species need at least one candidate among them to send to the festival.
Throughout the demon realm and the human world, you are the only one who has inherited the blood of the goblin."
We can see that Sue was surprised to the news he was hearing.
The old man continued saying that Sue is the 4th or 5th generation.
"We're talking about a very small amount of blood."
Sue told the old man to wait. "I think you have the wrong guy," as he pointed to Mongtae. Sue spotted a figure that leapt into the air. Sue, shaking, wondering what's coming towards him at such speed, crashed in front of him. The old man said, "We are going to test you to see if we can make something out of you." As the dust lifted, we can see a massive demon standing before Sue, telling the old man that he better keep his word.
The old man replied, "Of course.
If you win, you can eat him."
We can see the faceless demon licking his lips as his name is introduced, Big Mouth.
Big Mouth said, "It sounds good. It's been 666 years since his last taste of human flesh and he won't let this chance pass him by." He stomps over to Sue, picking up speed, and kicks him right in the stomach, launching him and crashing quite a distance away. We can see that Sue is in pain and groans as he struggles to remain conscious in a pile of rubble. The old man told Sue that, "We won't give an ordinary human the right to participate in the festival.
So prove yourself, if you want to live."
Next we see that Sue is grabbed from the rubble and slammed right into the ground, coughing up blood. Big Mouth said that, "He's taking this better than I thought. He should have croaked by now so I could eat him. Oh well, pounding tough meat is part of the fun." Big Mouth started repeatedly punching the crater that Sue's body made on impact. As we hear, bam, wham, smack, slam, The old man closes his eyes as he thought the match was over. Big Mouth stopped and was puzzled as to why his hand stopped moving. The narrator mentioned that, from ancient times, the abilities that goblins harbored were endless.
The old man opened his eyes astonished to what he was seeing.
The narrator continued saying, but, the ability and weapon that most represented who they were the games they enjoyed. The skill that is instinctively engraved into their bodies without having to learn it is goblin wrestling. We see Siu's new transformed appearance, as he flips Big Mouth into the ground with his body-engraved technique, Mountain Flip. As the dust dissipates, we see a shadowy figure of Su standing in front of the unconscious Big Mouth.
We are now informed of Su Choi age, 17 years old, species human.
Had changed to half-goblin awakened.
We hope you guys enjoyed the episode of Night of the Goblins on Manhwa Odyssey. Please ensure to like and subscribe for part 2.